Ladies and gentlemen, just the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style, file. And the Flash lockdown. Let's geek about it for a scant few minutes because this was not a terrible episode, mostly due to Goldface and the actor that plays him. I just love his presence and his just enthusiasm, and just he's got some chemistry, he's charisma rather. He's got some charisma going. He's just fun. He's like having fun with the role, and you can tell when an actor is genuinely having fun with the role because it just comes through in the performance. And I just love every episode we've had with Goldface. He's just a fun villain. In this episode, Goldface locks down the precinct. He's looking for meta bullets and ends up trapping Barry and Captain Kramer inside. Shenanigans. They're trying to get to the armory to get the bullets. Bullets have been moved. Shenanigans. Kramer and Barry escape and take him down. At a certain point in time, Barry's figures that Kramer is the key with her meta mimicking powers. Kramer is scared because she doesn't have control of her powers. Pep talk by Barry, power of love. I mean, not power of love, power of the pep talk prevails. And Kramer assists, gives Barry some time to get away. He's able to flash up and, apprehend Goldface. So that's pretty much the episode. Outside of that, Caitlin is dating this plant dude, Marcus, and he ends up, what begins as a single date between them turns into a double date with Frost, in which Caitlin's hatred and strong dislike for Mark, is it Mark and Marcus? Her strong dislike for Mark comes to the surface. She goes off on him, and it kind of messes things up between her and Frost. They have a powwow towards the end of the episode, kind of fixes things, and Caitlin realizes that she's just, she's focused on the wrong things, and she's kind of deflecting because she's scared to launch ahead in this unknown sort of relationship with this plant dude, which is probably not going to work out because we know Robbie's going to be back in some episodes. Robbie and Mel as Ronnie is going to be back in some episodes, unless that's a flashback, probably. Actually, come to think of it, she's probably, as she's going to be getting more serious with plant dude, she's going to think back to better times with Ronnie, and that's going to cause her, for whatever reason, some conflict in that episode. That's probably how that's going to go down. But that's how they were used in the episode. Outside of that, you had Chuck and Allegra kind of awkwardly leading down the path of them eventually dating. We know that's going to happen, and they're just being awkward about it. Whatever, good for them. Beginning of the episode, saw Flash stop 3 crimes at once, and then he kind of just lumped them in the police station, which brought up an issue for Captain Kramer, because she's like, hey, Flash dumped all these people on my doorstep. I don't know why. And that actually kind of brings up a problem with the Flash that I'm surprised they haven't addressed before in seasons past, where Flash there's a crime happening, and Flash stops it more often than not. He stops it before it really kind of gets going. So, and he just kind of speeds them to the police station and then leaves, and he's not telling them, hey, not telling them what's going on, why this person is here. So them kind of bringing up that now is kind of interesting, kind of showed some consequences to his superheroics, and that it also stirs up a conversation between Joe and Cecile on whether or not to bring Kramer into the fold, because Kramer's like, hey, I just can't call up the Flash and just ask him, what did this person do, or what did this person do? So Barry kind of goes back and forth about that, but then we get into the episode, and it's kind of brought up that the fact that one of the main overarching reasons that Kramer wants to get in touch with the Flash is she wants to learn how to control her powers, which Barry, as the Flash, offers to do, and also she figures out that he's the Flash. Shocker. Barry reveals his identity to somebody. Because in the Arrowverse, for Flash especially, they just hate the idea of secret identities. Why have them? Why bother with them? It's just, whatever. It is what it is. It's just one of those things that that we've just come to know and love and expect about the Flash. It's not going to change. It hasn't changed in 8 seasons, so it's foolhardy to think it's going to change anytime soon. It is what it is. So Kramer's going to be in on Team Flash now. Yay. And then Iris shows up in the latter part of the episode, in the last part of the episode, and she attempts to use a fork to get some food, and then the fork disappears, and then she kind of loses track of, because Joe goes upstairs to check on the baby, and then he comes in from outside with some case files that Iris asked for, but Iris doesn't remember asking for them, so clearly something's going on. Then we see like little effects around her eyes, which is similar to when she was having the time sickness thing, so apparently that's going to be a thing. And it kind of goes back to my point on previous video that Candace Patton has negotiated for less episodes, less workload. So this is why we only get Iris at the back half of the episode, like just for one scene in the show. So I'm wondering, going forth in the next season, are we going to get more of that? Are we going to get more of Barry doing that, where he's just in the first episode, then he has to speed off to Keystone City or Star City or Corto Maltese or whatever Argus thing that needs his help, or something not Justice League team related at the Hall of Justice, or something like that that's going to keep him away and then put others in the spotlight, like your Allegras, like your Ceciles, like your Frost and Mark Chilblain doing the heroics in place of the Flash for the episode. Makes me think that's kind of how things are going to go. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible episode. Highlights being Goldface. Curious to see where things are going with Iris and the sickness that she's dealing with. What are the repercussions on that going to be, especially with time stuff? That's the thing, like, they do so much time travel stuff, and it's just kind of over time travel, really. But those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are, and they were really scattered this episode. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Till next time, let us geek.